and I'm having around 5+ years of experience, and total 8 years of experience into IT. Uh, so currently, I'm associated with a very reputed company. So let me introduce today our trainer for the session. He is Mr. Nasir Hussain Patel. So he's having more than 7 years of experience, and currently he's working with four big O company that is available in India. So he has lots of experience in AWS cloud tools and DevOps cloud. So he's also a corporate trainer, but the thing is that he's giving training in his company only. So he was not doing outside any training. So he has planned to train the people who are struggling to getting the job into the DevOps domain. So regarding to him, let me present a slide so that you can easily understand what knowledge he is having. Just a moment. I'll share his slides. Can you see my slides? Can anybody confirm? Hello.
Yeah, it's visible.
It is visible to you, all right? So this is a
Yeah.
brief introduction about Nasir Hussain Patel, who is the trainer for this session and who is going to conduct the course, or who will be your trainer. So his name is Nasir Hussain Patel, and currently he is having 6+ years of experience on AWS and DevOps tools. So previously, he was working as a consultant for Bosch on site. He was not in India, and he has also working as a senior consultant in big four companies as a AWS DevOps engineer. And also he has too much good in training and also having good amount of knowledge. So he has received many awards also. As you can see in the slides, he has received Bonze badges in cloud and agile from current companies where he is working. He has also received a client award from the client for extraordinary certificate he has received. And as I told you in the beginning introduction, initially he was providing the training inside the company only. Along with his work, he was the trainer inside the company. But now, from past 1 year, he is open to all. So he is teaching AWS and DevOps to all the people who is interested to join his course. And candidates mostly who join his course are from India and out of India. So he is dealing with both the countries, and he has designed his course in such a way that instead of just giving you practical just giving you theoretical knowledge, he will give you a practical knowledge, because he is currently working and he knows the market, what is going on in the market, what level of knowledge is required to get into the DevOps field. So there are many institute who's just covering the theoretical part and they will do some practical, but initial requirement what Nasir can understand, that is in the market. So no one can understand. He is taking lots of interview every days. So he has the knowledge of what is going on in the market. Okay. So he has also worked projects like ACC Cement, Adit Birla. That was not a small companies. That are very big level of companies. So he has done the project with all that. Century Inca is there, JWS is there, Hindalco, Grasim is there. So he has very good understanding of AWS and DevOps tools. As I told you, he is not only having theoretical knowledge, he will fully concentrate on practical knowledge, and also he will concentrate what is the situation, current situation of DevOps in the market. Many people are struggling to getting the job into DevOps. What is the reason? The reason is only that he is just focusing, he is joining some institute and they are getting knowledge, theoretical knowledge. They don't have practical exposure, or for formalities they will do some practical, that's it. But the current situation, current requirement, current technical understanding, not Nasir can understand. He is associated with the market. He's working. So along with his work, he is also providing the training, and he will explain everything in this course. Whatever doubt you have, what salary you can expect after the training as a DevOps engineer, so everything he will explain. And if you have any doubt, please ask that doubt, put it on some paper, note it down. And once the session is about to over, last 10 minutes will be given for answering your questions, so you can ask any doubt. Nasir will clear it all. Okay, so don't go your home with your doubt. Just ask whatever you want to ask. He will definitely address your questions. Okay, so that's it about Nasir. So it's a brief introduction, and I will ask Nasir to continue the session. So Nasir, so I will hand over the control to you. Please carry on.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Wasim, for a warm introduction.
Welcome, welcome.
And yeah, so let me just take it from you now, from here. Just give me 1 minute. Yeah, hi, good morning, everyone. So my name is Nasir Hussain Patel, and Mr. Wasim has already given you a introduction about myself. So currently, I will be the trainer for this course. So this course is specifically designed for Amazon Web Services, one of the cloud computing services that will be covering as a part of the course. So I'm currently having more than 6+ years of experience in into AWS and yeah, DevOps domain. And currently, I am I've been started taking this online training from past 1 year. This will be our eighth batch, wherein I'll be teaching specifically of AWS and DevOps. So this batch is related to AWS, and Mr. Wasim is one of our candidate who has got placed with with a good package, and he's already planning for a switch into a different company. So if you want, you can get a testimonial from his. We will be covering the testimonial at the end of the session. So I'm also a corporate trainer. I take training in my current organization. Also, I take the interviews for the candidates who are hired in my current company. So let us first, before moving ahead uh, with this course, let us understand why AWS is required. So AWS is a must in IT industry. Without this, you cannot survive, you cannot sustain into IT. So this is one of the more very demanding technology that is emerging in the market. And can anybody? I think somebody is on. Sorry, I think I was on mute. My bad. So as I told you, let us discuss why AWS is required. So AWS is a must in IT industry. Without this, we won't be able to sustain into IT because previously there was more demand for system admins, wherein the organizations were more focused on the physical servers. But nowadays, since cloud computing is emerging, AWS and other similar technologies have become more and more popular. So AWS is a must in IT industry, and all the departments are dependent on AWS. So whatever departments that we have, the development department, testing department, QA, deployment, on-site departments, all the operation team, all these departments are dependent on the AWS team only. Many companies they have migrated to AWS, and many more are in the process of migrating to cloud, maybe in AWS or Azure or GCP. Now, as a prerequisite, I just want to clear you one thing that there is no need of any prior IT experience. So, if you are even from a non-IT background, if you have come from some non-technical background, that is okay. There is no such prerequisite that you have to come from a IT background. Okay, so even if you don't have any prior IT experience, that is fine. All you need is a bachelor's degree. Okay, so if you have cleared your bachelor's degree, you can easily learn AWS and you can easily get a job into AWS domain. Now, one more thing, that there is no need to learn any programming language. So this is one of the more candidates that mostly ask me that, do I need to learn any programming language? Do I need to learn any scripting language? So that is not required. Okay, so programming and scripting is not at all required if you are planning to learn AWS. Some minimal Linux knowledge is required, and that I'll be covering as a part of the course. There are more jobs for freshers and experience. So for freshers, the jobs are a bit less, but you can get a good job for the experienced candidates. Now you may be saying that, oh, if I'm planning to join AWS, or if I'm planning to start my AWS career, then I don't have any experience, then how can I get a job as an experienced candidate? So that can be done. Okay, you can still showcase an experience and you can get a job, and this we will be covering as a part of the Q&A at the end of this session. AWS is one of the most paying jobs and it has the most high valuable IT certification. Okay, so this will be covering why AWS is required. So this is one of the prerequisite before starting your career into AWS. So all you need is a bachelor's degree and a good knowledge of AWS. So the interviewer, if they find that you are having a good knowledge, you are having a good hands-on experience into AWS, they will easily hire you. Now these are the IT certifications, most valuable IT certifications. So this data I have taken from 2022. You can just go Google it and search for the recent data, and you will find that AWS will always be a part of this most valuable IT certification. The highest being the AWS Certified Solution Architect Professional. So the average salary is around 16800 dollars, which is more than 1.5 CR. Okay, if you convert this into Indian rupees, this is more than 1.5 CR annual salary, and this is the average annual salary. So the actual annual salary will be more than this. Okay, so this is the average salary data that I have taken from the internet, and here you can see at the top is AWS Certified Solution Architect, followed by the Solution Architect Associate, AWS Certified Security Specialty, and we have AWS Certified Big Data Specialty, AWS Certified Cloud Practitioners, and so on. So these are the most valuable IT certifications. This data which you can find it from the internet. Now, what are the salaries that you can expect if you start your career into AWS? So the starting salary for fresher is around 6 LPA. Okay, so this is the beginning salary if you start your career as a fresher. And as per your number of experience, just multiply it by 4. So if you are, let's say for example, having 5 years of experience, 5 into 4, 20 LPA salary you can expect. And this is the average salary as I'm talking. Okay, this can be more or less, but it will be within this range. So as I told you, whatever years of experience you have, you can just simply multiply it by 4, and that is the salary that you can expect in if you start your career into AWS. Now today, I just wanted to cover this topic, that is introduction to cloud computing and AWS. Okay, so this is what I wanted to cover today. Now let us understand what is cloud computing. So you may have come across this word cloud computing many a times, but let us understand it in a very simple way. What exactly is cloud computing? So the actual definition of cloud computing, it is the on-demand delivery of IT resources via the internet with pay-as-you-go pricing model, and this is provided by some cloud service providers. So let us just simplify this, or let us understand cloud computing in a very simple language. So we need to understand the three important keywords of cloud computing. The first keyword is on demand, second keyword is scalable, third keyword is pay as you go. And these three keywords will cover the definition of cloud computing. Let us understand this one by one. Let us understand what do you mean by on demand. On demand is something that is available instantly, right? So you just demand something and it gets delivered, or it becomes available for you within minutes. Okay, so let's say, for example, I want to go somewhere. I book a cab using the Ola or Uber app. So that the cab will arrive at my doorstep within few minutes. So this, this is something that we call as on demand. Nowadays all the services are becoming on demand. So if you want to book a cab, it will be available within few minutes. If you want to order some online food, it will be delivered within few minutes. So this terminology is called as on demand. Similarly, in cloud computing, the services are provided on demand. What are the services that are provided? So cloud computing provides services like servers, databases, storages, networking, and so on. So these are the services that are provided by cloud service providers, and this can be provided instantly. So let's say if I want to let's say I want to create a server with some configuration. Now what do you mean by server? Server is simply a computer with some big configuration. Okay, so let's say if I'm using my laptop with 16 GB RAM and 1 TB SSD, that is my mini server. If I'm having a requirement of a big server, let's say with 100 GBs of RAM and 10 TBs of storage, then that is called as a server. So server is nothing but it is a computer with big configuration. So let's say if I want to create a server with some, let's say 8 GB of RAM, or let's say 100 GB of RAM, and 200 GB of storage, then I can create this instantly with the on-demand functionality of cloud computing. So this is one of the major uh, uh, advantage of cloud computing, that you can create servers instantly. So as I told you, let's say if you want to create a server of 100 GB of RAM, 200 GB of storage, this can be done instantly within fraction of minutes. These servers will be available for you. So this is one of the most important advantage or most important feature of cloud computing, that is on demand. So something that is available on demand, something that is that can be created instantly. So not only can you create server, you can create server of any configuration, of any RAM, of any operating system, of any storage, of any processor that you need. Whatever configuration that you need, whatever operating system that you need, you can create servers of your choice, custom servers within fraction of minutes. So this is one of the key feature, important functionality of cloud computing, that it is on demand. The second feature is scalable. Now what do you mean by scalable? Scalable is something that can be either increased or decreased as per the requirement. So something that can be scaled up or down as per your requirement. Okay, so you may have seen that we have the elastic in our track pants. So it will adjust as per our size, right? So that is a kind of a scalability feature, or we can say elasticity that we have in our clothes. Similarly, in cloud computing, the services are scalable. So these services, the servers, databases, the storages, the networking components, they are scalable. Scalable means you can easily increase or decrease the configuration as per your requirement. So let's say I take the same example. I have created a server with some configuration. I created this server with 100 GB of RAM, 200 GB of storage. But later I realized that my applications, they need more RAM and more storage. 100 GB of RAM is not sufficient for me, and I need at least 200 GB of RAM. And instead of 200 GB of storage, I need around 500 GB of storage. So this can be easily done with the help of cloud computing. You can easily scale up. You can increase the size of your servers as per your need. So instead of 100 GB of server, now I have 200 GB of server. So I can easily increase this configuration, or I can reduce it back. I can simply pull it back. I can just make it 100 GB of RAM, 200 GB of storage as per our requirement. So this feature, one of the important key feature of cloud, is scalable, that you can easily increase or decrease the configuration of servers as per your requirement. So that is what we call it as a scalability, or also called as elasticity. And the third important keyword is pay as you go. So here, the servers that you create, of any operating system, of any RAM, of any configuration, you don't have to pay, or you don't have to make any initial payment. You don't need to make any advance payment. You have to just pay on hourly basis. So let's say, the charges are, for example, $1 per hour. And let's say I created a server and I used it for 1 hour. I have to just pay $1. So there is no advance payment that needs to be done. There is no upfront payment that needs to be done. You don't have to make any commitment of any payment. All you need is to create an account with the cloud service provider, and they will charge you on hourly basis. So this is similar to what we have with the Zoom car, right? If you want to get a car, you can just get a car. You use the car for the number of hours that you want, and you have to pay them as per the number of hours that you traveled. So there is no need of any initial deposit that needs to be there, given or nothing.
Nasir, just Nasir Hussain, just I would like to interrupt you. There is
Yeah,
some distortion in your voice. Can anybody hear clearly, or you are also facing some issues?
yeah. Others, can you please confirm if there is any distortion?
Dinesh, can you hear properly? Dinesh, Harsh is there, and Amir, Mukhtar is there.
Dinesh has confirmed that he can hear.
Okay.
No, there is no distortion.
Okay, fine. So
That
it
is
might
what
be
has
due
confirmed.
to my network. Okay, okay. Please, Nasir, continue.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So as I told you, the other advantage of cloud computing is pay as you go pricing model. So as I told, I was taking an example of Zoom car. You just use the car for, let's say, 10 hours, and you have to pay them the charges for 10 hours. So there is no deposit that needs to be paid to the Zoom car application, or there is no such commitment that is required from your end. Similarly, in cloud computing, there is a feature called as pay as you go pricing model, wherein there is no need of making any initial payment or any advance payment. You just create the servers of your choice, use them as many hours that you want to use, and just pay them for the number of hours that you have used the servers. So this is what sums up, summarizes the definition of cloud computing. So it is the on-demand delivery of IT resources via the internet with the pay-as-you-go pricing model. So in simple words, you know, these cloud service providers, they have just set up their physical servers all across the world, and we are just making some use of, we are making use of, some part of their servers. It's like, they are just created these servers all across the world. They have placed the servers, and they have interconnected these servers together, and we are just making use of small part of these servers. Okay, and where these servers are placed, we don't have to worry where these servers are placed, what is the location of these servers. That is already been taken care by these cloud service providers. Out of these, servers that are spread across all over the world, we are just making use of a small part of the configuration. So let's say I needed 100 GB of server, so I'm just making use of this 100 GB of server over here, and I'm just paying them the money, and once my work is done, I can simply terminate the server when not required. So, it's kind of a rental basis. We can say cloud computing is kind of a, the service providers, they have just rented out their servers for you, okay, on rental basis. Let's say, you go to a hotel and you just book a room, right? You don't need to, make some huge payments to, or you don't need to buy the entire hotel, right? You just hire a room for 1 or 2 days, and you have to just pay them for 2 days, 1 or 2 days, right? Similarly, cloud computing is like, the cloud service providers, they have already set up physical servers all across the world, and they are just giving small part of their servers on rental basis. So that is what you can sum up as a cloud computing. Okay, this is what we can call it as a cloud computing. So this infrastructure is created by someone, and we are just paying them the cost for using their infrastructure. So we are just using somebody else's infrastructure and we are paying them the charges. Now, these are some advantages of cloud computing. So this is one of the key features we have already discussed, that it is on demand, it is scalable, you have to pay as you go. There is zero maintenance. So you don't have to worry about the maintenance. The maintenance is already taken care by the cloud service providers. For example, Azure or AWS or GCP, they will be taking care of the maintenance and monitoring, right? So this maintenance, monitoring, everything will be taken care by the cloud service providers. They are quick to launch. As I told you, we can create servers of any configuration of or of any operating system within minutes. And there is high data security. Okay, so these servers that are provided by the cloud service providers, they will also ensure that they will give the security, right? They have different layers of security which we'll be discussing as a part of this course. Like what are the security, that is features that are provided by this cloud service providers, that will be covering as a part of the course. There is zero or there is a data loss prevention, because you can just replica your data into different regions. So let's say you have your data over here, you can just create a backup in some different country. So let's say let's say you are in India, you can create a backup in US, in South America, or let's say in Australia or in Japan or in any other country. So there is no we can say there is a data loss prevention, because in case if one of the physical server becomes unavailable at the cloud service provider end, you still have your access of your data in some different region or some different country. So that is how you will get you can ensure data loss prevention, because these servers are created all across the world. So you can just create or you can just replica your data in different countries if required. And another key and the most important feature is there is no location constraint. So I can sit at my home and I can create a server in US. So there is no such restriction that I need to go to US to handle or monitor these servers. I can sit at my home. I can sit in Pune. I can sit in Mumbai. I can create servers in US. I can create servers in Japan. I can create servers in Australia. So that is the flexibility that I get with the help of cloud computing, which I won't get by using a physical server, because physical server you have to be present physically at that particular location. So that is another advantage of cloud computing, that there is no location constraint. Okay, so these servers can be created in any location by sitting at the comfort of your home. So that is another key advantage of cloud computing, that there is no restriction of any location. So that is the reason why the work from home jobs are getting more and more popular nowadays. So that is the reason why you will be getting more work from home jobs in cloud computing, because there is no limitation that you have to go to a location to monitor or handle these servers. So that is the reason why these jobs are becoming more and more popular if you are switching your career to into cloud computing. Now let us move ahead and understand the background of AWS, and then we will discuss why only AWS and why not other cloud service providers. Now, AWS means Amazon Web Services. So, Amazon Web Services was launched officially in 2002, and this was launched for their internal purpose. So, AWS was Amazon Web Services was launched in 2002 for their internal purpose. So, this they had launched specifically for their e-commerce portal, that is Amazon.com. So when initially AWS was introduced, it was only introduced for their internal purpose, and that was introduced only for this e-commerce portal, that is Amazon.com. But later their infrastructure grew, their services started expanding, right? And Amazon.com became more popular, and the servers that they had created, they had to expand it, a lot, and they expanded their servers. And around in 2006, they they became public. So this was internally, this was internally created just as a private cloud, or this was only created for their private use. But later on in 2006, they realized that cloud computing is advancing and it is becoming more and more popular. Renting your servers to others is becoming more and more popular, and that is the reason Amazon Web Services they became public in around 2006, and they started giving their services to public, and they launched their services like S3, SQS, SNS, EC2. These were some initial services that they launched publicly, and later on, after 2007, they became very much popular. So their popularity grew, AWS services, their popularity grew after 2007. It's not that there were no competitors. So there were several competitors that were present at those in those times, but the reason why AWS became more popular was because of their several services that they provided. One of the key feature that important feature that AWS gave was the technical support. So one of the most important feature, or something that made AWS stand out of the crowd, was the strong technical support, the pay as you go, pay as you use pricing model, and scalable services. And because of these several reasons, AWS became the dominating cloud in the market. Even today, like after 2007 and till date, uh, AWS is the pioneer in the cloud computing market. So as compared with the different cloud service providers, AWS tops the rank with the leading cloud service providers, followed by Azure, then Google Cloud, then by followed by Alibaba Cloud, IBM, Salesforce, Tencent, and Oracle. So it is one of the most dominating cloud in the market. It is spread across 30 plus regions and with 100 plus of availability zones and 400 plus edge locations. In 2019, AWS had made an annual revenue of around $35 billion, and last year, 2024, they had made an annual revenue of around $100 billion. So you can see the revenue that they have created last year, that is around $100 billion, and you can see the market of cloud, how big the cloud market is there, right? So only from AWS, just from a single cloud service provider, the revenue of was around $100 billion, and it is estimated that by in few years it will cross $300 billion. So that is the estimation, that as an overall, from the combining all the cloud service providers, that revenue may go beyond $300 billion. So you can imagine the market share that these cloud service providers have. So more than $300 billion of market revenue that can be created by these cloud service providers. And out of this, you can expect the biggest or the most valuable salaries from these jobs. That is the reason why they give so much of salaries, because the market is huge. Now this technology is used by many companies, okay, and as I told you, the maintenance, monitoring, data security is already taken care by AWS. So that is the reason why AWS is becoming more and more popular. So the one of the key reason why AWS and why not other cloud is because of its popularity. We have already discussed that it is one of the most dominating market cloud, which occupies more than 35% of the market share as compared to the other cloud service providers. Not only that, it has the most valuable IT certification. It has the most valuable IT certification, and it has the major clients Okay, so if you are discussing about the major clients, it has the major clients worldwide, not only in India but worldwide, and mostly even more than 60-70% of the organizations they prefer AWS over other cloud. So even I have whatever companies that I have worked, whatever clients that I have worked, they prefer AWS over other clouds. Okay, even if you're planning to start giving any interviews, they will mostly out of 10, 6 to 7 companies they will give preference for AWS as compared to other cloud. So that is the reason why we teach AWS as and not other clouds. And once you have once you have a good hands-on with one of the cloud, learning other clouds is not that difficult. It's like once you learn driving a car, you can drive any car, right? So let's say you have learned driving a Maruti, you can easily drive a BMW, you can easily drive a Mercedes. So that is not a big deal. But learning learning how to drive is important. So learning the cloud computing is important. In that, if you are learning AWS, the other clouds are also similar. The processes, the terminologies, they remain similar. Okay. So as I told you, it has the biggest market share. It has the most valuable IT certification. It has the most clients. It is preferred by many companies. And because of these several reasons, we teach AWS as compared to other clouds. So once you are have a good hands-on with AWS, you can learn other clouds. That won't be much difficult. Okay, once you learn the different terminologies that are used in cloud computing, you can easily learn. Once you are once you have learned AWS, you can learn Azure, you can learn GCP. That won't become a big challenge. But learning cloud computing is important. The terminologies are important. The concepts are important. Once that is clear, you can easily learn other cloud computing technologies. So this is the list of the most valuable IT certification. I've already displayed. We have already discussed this. You can also Google it. You can just search for the most valuable IT certification, and you can just see that AWS will be a part of that list. Talking about the major clients, NASA is one of the biggest AWS customer. Okay, and NASA hosts its servers on AWS cloud only, followed by Facebook. Netflix is their biggest customer from 2009. So if you're watching any movie or if you're watching any web series on Netflix, just remember that this has been hosted on AWS only. The LinkedIn portal is also hosted on AWS. Samsung uses AWS, Twitter, Adobe, and many more. So these are just a few customers that I have picked. There are many more in the list. I cannot display all the list over here. So I've just taken the list of the major customers worldwide. In India, these are the customers like Ola, NDTV, Shadi.com, HDFC Bank, Tata, TCS, Axis Bank, Angel One, and many more. Okay, so there are many more in the list. I've just picked the few important customers of AWS. Now, as a part of the course content, we will be covering 40 plus services. So the list of the or the syllabus copy is available with the admin. I will be giving you the admin number at the end of the session. I have just displayed the 30 services over here, but I'll be covering more than this. There are around 40 plus services I'll be covering as a part of the course. So to crack the interview, 15 services are sufficient, and only 10, maximum 10 are used in real time. Okay, so in real time, hardly 8 to 10 services are used in real time. 15 are sufficient for you to crack the interview. So you are learning more than what is required for the interview perspective. So different companies, they use different services. So that is the reason I will be covering maximum services so that you won't face any difficulty with the interviews. Now these services are, I will not only be covering the theory, I will also be covering the practical of these services, how these services are configured, how these services are integrated, and I will also be giving the weekly assignments. I will also be showing the troubleshooting. If you get any errors, if you get any issues, how to troubleshoot these issues. And at the end of the course, we will be having a project on how to integrate all these services together, and accordingly we will also be doing a real-time project. So this project is this is not just a normal project. This is a project that we do in real time. This is something that will be needing to configure in real time. So that is what the project I'll be showing by the end of the course. Now coming back to the course, this the duration is of 2 months. Okay, so within 2 months we will be completing this course. The timing is 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. Monday to Friday. In the evening, we'll be having 1 hour, and we will be covering the the course on daily basis, except for Saturday and Sunday, because Saturday and Sunday we need some time for practice and for more learning. So that is the reason we don't have any sessions on Saturday and Sunday. So I'll be covering both theory and practical. So I will be covering theory in a very simple format, and we will also be covering the practical. I will, we already have the shared the syllabus copy, so it is available with the admin. I will share you the admin number. Study material will be provided as a soft copy in PDF. Whatever material that is required, that will be shared on your Google Drive. Recorded videos will be shared on your YouTube, so you can access the recorded videos from the YouTube application. We will be giving you weekly assignments. The explanation is in simple English, and if you have any concerns, you can ask in English, Hindi, Marathi, or even Kannada. So I am good with all these four languages. The reason I prefer English is because after you finish up the course, you will be having to give the interviews in English. You may have to communicate with the client in English. So that is the reason why we prefer English and not Hindi, because that is what is the language that will be used for interviews and for further client communication. So it will be better that you practice English, or you get a good hands-on with the English from the beginning. You can start interacting with me so that you can get more comfortable, and once you get a job, you will get more you will get a good command over your English language, right? And see, I use simple English, and I don't use any complicated words. And I try to teach it in such a way that each and every person, even from non-IT background or not any technical background, they should be easily able to understand the content. The explanation will be from scratch. Okay, so I'll be teaching you everything from the scratch. So even if you have zero knowledge on cloud computing or AWS, that is totally fine. I'll be teaching you from the basic. So whatever software installation, configuration, and things are required, that will be done from initial level in the live sessions, right? So that will be done in the live sessions. The Q&A session will be there at the end of every lecture. So I'll be covering the real-time scenarios. Okay, so whatever real-time scenarios we face, whatever troubleshooting errors we face, everything will be covered. The only prerequisite that I need is a basic laptop. Okay, so you just need a basic laptop, and how to create the AWS account, how to create the AWS services and all that I'll be covering from scratch. So here, over here, you can see this is the admin's number. Uh, Sorry. So this admin number is displayed on the screen. You can just connect with them to get more clarity, or if you want to get the syllabus copy, the recorded today's recorded video and notes, you can get in touch with the admin. I'll just write the number over here, and another number in case if that number is not reachable. So you can contact the admin. They will they will give you the recorded video, syllabus copy, and whatever material that you need for this course. If in case if you want to do the enrollment and all, the you can get in touch with the admin, and you can get more clarity regarding the course. Also, I would request Mr. Wasim to just share his experience, because he is also our candidate. Currently, he is already working, and he's switching in some different company, and he has already got a confirmation from the company. So I would just request him to, if possible, he can just show us the mail uh, that he has received from the company. Mr. Wasim, over to you.
Thank you, Nasir.
Thank you.
Nasir Hussain, thank you very much for a wonderful session. I think you have cleared all the doubts, and also you have explained the need of cloud computing and computing providers like AWS, share market of AWS, and job opportunities after completing the course. So I'll share my experience, guys. Actually, before joining to Nasir Hussain classes, I have joined one famous class that is available in India. That is Edureka. I think you people might have heard about it. So I spent around the 45K over there, but I got nothing. I just got practical theoretical knowledge. And once I attended, started attending the interview on AWS Cloud. I feel that I just learned theoretical part. I don't have any practical knowledge. And the question the interviewer is asking, that was fully practical basis. So I came to know that Nasir Hussain, the training on practical basis. I took the session, 1 to 2 sessions, and the way he was explaining everything from scratch, and he was focusing on practical thing. I joined his classes, and confidently I can say the question and answer he has given to me, or that Wasim, you prepare the question and answer from the set he has provided. 95% questions has been asked from me from that set. So in every company, like it was Infosys, it was TCS, it was Cognizant and Capgemini, I have attended all the companies interview, and the question the interviewer was asking, 90 to 95% question was given to me from Nasir, because he is working in company and he has knowledge. He know that what question to be going to be asked in the interview. So I'll share, currently I'm working with an MNCs, and also I'm trying to switch my company now. I got multiple offers, not got offers now, but they are in pipeline. So I'll share you one of communication that is going to be with Gensar. It is MNC, you might people knowing it, MNC Gensar. So I got some response from them, and 2 days before, uh, the my interview was scheduled with client that they are from UK. So I had an interview with them, and finally I hope that by Monday or Tuesday I will get an offer later. So I'll share this my email also, so that you can view over there. Just a minute. Let me share it. Uh, can you see my screen now? Anybody
Yes,
can
yes,
confirm?
Mr. Yes, Mr.
Yeah, Mr. Nasir, you can see, right? Okay. So HR name is Akshay Kumar. He's from Jensar. So I'll show you what the communication I have done with Akshay Kumar. Okay. So this was the my final round. Uh, Link given by Akshay. It was with UK client. So directly they has schedule like interview with the UK client, and I attended that. I hope by Monday or Tuesday I will get that offer. So first, what he did, he has taken all the documents from my side. You can see here. This is akshay.kumar2 at the rate gensart.com. So he has taken all the documents. After he has verifying all the documents, he processed for the first round of interview, which was very amazing interview with that. After that, he has see all the documents which I have shared with him. So after that, he has scheduled the interview with the client, who are from UK, one of the most popular bank from the UK. So that interview is also done on most probably by Monday or Tuesday. He will provide me the offer. But one thing, what I realized that before attending the NASIS classes, I was a student of Eureka. I learned the theoretical things, but the question are being asked from many companies. Eureka knowledge was no use, because they will fully ask practical knowledge. If you have done hands-on, if you have knowledge of the project, troubleshooting knowledge, if you have, then you can crack the interview. So I joined the Nasi classes, and I learned all these things. Thank you, Nasir Hussain, for
Thank you,
this
thank you, Wasim.
opportunity. Yeah.
Thank you,
So
Wasim,
now,
for sharing your testimonial, and I wish you all the best. You're already, working in one of the company, and I wish that you get the job for from Zensar, maybe by
Then, sir,
next
hopefully
week.
I will get. Yeah.
Yes. So I wish you all the best, for getting the offer letter. And yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you,
So
Nasir.
yes, so
We will
guys,
take up the question from the audience. So if anybody have any question, they can ask directly to the Nasir. Either you can talk over the mic, or you can also type the question. So he will take up the question and he will answer you.
yes, please go ahead with your questions if you have any.
No questions. Dinesh, Kausar, Amir, anybody have any question?
I can see some of my candidates are from the previous batch, from the DevOps batch. They have also attended the session today.
Okay.
See, I can just, there are only two things if there are no questions. Either you have not understood anything or you have understood everything. So I am assuming that it is the second part, right? I hope that you have understood everything that we have covered today. Okay, then I think there are no questions and I can't see anything on the chat as well.
So should
Hello.
we
Okay,
invite?
then yes. Yeah, I think somebody is talking.
Hello.
Yes,
Mukhtar has some question. I think Mukhtar is
Audible?
speaking.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, we attended our previous class as well. So
yes.
I have a basic knowledge of AWS as well. So we are interested to continue these classes. Hope we know that we are going to get uh, plenty of plenty of AWS resource and knowledge. As you become to know you're going to place one of the top companies. Hope in future we also get placed.
Yeah, I believe that Wasim will be an inspiration for you, right? He has already in
Exactly.
process of getting placed in another, and I actually wanted to call up one another candidate, but he was not available today, and he got placed in Tech Mahindra with 10 LPI package. Okay, he has already got placed. He is already working there. That is already done, and I believe that these guys can be a motivation for you guys. And Mukhtar is already Mukhtar is sorry is from my previous candidate only. Okay, from my previous batch, and I think Mukhtar has already had a good experience with DevOps, right?
Yes.
So I wish you will also get a good learning on the AWS services as well. For this batch,
Also.
definitely we will learn something new, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So Shamshad, again, my candidate from the previous batch, which 15 services are important to crack? So see, the 15 services that are important to crack are, let me just show it here. So these services that you can see here, EC2, ELB, auto scaling, S3, IAM, VPC, RDS, DynamoDB. Over here, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Redshift, Elastic Cache is not that important. This is 10. SNS, SQS, SES. These are the 12. CloudFront, CloudFormation. Even if you don't learn CloudFormation, that is fine. But CloudFront, CloudWatch is important. AWS SSM is another important service. Trusted advice, it is used, it is used in some companies, it is not used in another companies. And Lambda. So these are the services that are, and AWS CLI. These are the services that are important from the interview perspective. I hope
I
that
think these
answers your
topics are
question.
new topics for us, right? Because we have gone through with some similar topics as well.
Yes,
And
we have learned EC2, ELB, and auto scaling only in
yeah,
in DevOps. So here
DevOps.
we will be covering the important services in AWS from the AWS perspective because this is what are asked in interview. Okay.
Yeah. Got it.
Okay. Anybody else has any question? Okay, then I think we can wrap up this session. Thank you all for attending this session, even on Sunday. I have taken your 1 hour of time, your enjoyment time, your holiday time. You have spent for this for attending this session, and thank you very much for this. And we'll be starting our batch from next week onwards. So I hope we will meet there again. And if you have any questions and all, you can reach out to the admin and you can get your concerns resolved over there. Okay, then thank you very much and
Yes,
thank
yes,
you
and
all. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
thank
you
you,
all.
thank you, everyone. Thank you.